Hello everyone, I'm here with my next video on sample paper 2 for class 12 term 1. Here I have all the solutions at the end. So if you are prepared for the paper, answer as I read. Let me first enlighten you with the general instructions. Maximum marks 40. Time allowed is 90 minutes. The question paper contains 3 sections. Section A is the reading section and it has got 18 questions. You have to attempt a total of 14 questions. Section B has got 12 questions. You have to attend 10. And literature portion, that is section C, has got 30 questions, out of which you have to attempt 26. All the questions carry equal marks and there is no negative marking. So let us start with the reading section. Question number 1 to 10 are based on this given text. Read the text carefully and answer the questions. If you are able to answer along with my reading, nothing better than that. So let's concentrate. It has been compared to a set of intricately carved Chinese work boxes. Within each opened box lies another similar. Even today, when the Forbidden City is open to Western eyes, it retains a sense of mystery. Just as it is impossible to know exactly what may be hidden within a given box, so many of the secrets of Beijing's stately place complex may never be revealed. The building of the Forbidden City was undertaken by the third Ming Emperor Yang Lo, who ruled between 1403 and 1423 after he had finally ousted the Mongols from Beijing. An estimated workforce of 1 lakh craftsmen and 1 million laborers set to work fashioning the city's 800 palaces, 75 halls, numerous temples, pavilions, libraries, and studios, all linked by gardens, courtyards, and pathways. In the city, which from its inception was forbidden to outsiders, 24 emperors of the Ming and Qing dynasties reigned, shielded behind a moat and a wall 35 feet high until the Republican Revolution began in 1911. The Forbidden City is an architectural masterpiece whose beauty lays not so much in any one building as in the ordered layout of the whole and the exquisite combination of colors used in its decoration. Altogether, it reflects the Chinese view that the emperor was the sun too. Heaven was the mediator responsible for order and harmony on earth. The formal entrance to the city is the Meridian Gate, where a drum and bell was sounded whenever an emperor passed by. The vast courtyards beyond the gate contains a section of the Golden River. Shaped like an archer's bow and spanned by 5 marble bridges, it leads to the gate of supreme harmony, deemed center of the Chinese world. In this splendid chamber, the emperor presided over the dragon throne and grand ceremonies were held on festive occasions. Behind it stand the Hall of Complete Harmony, where the emperor prepared for audiences with envoys from abroad. No emperor ventured from the Forbidden City at all if he could avoid it. He entertained visitors in the most northerly of the 3 state imperial buildings, the Hall of Preserving Harmony. North of these halls and repeating their layout is a group of 3 places that comprise the imperial residential quarters. Two of these, the place of heavenly purity and the place of earthly tranquility, were the residences of the emperor and empress respectively. Between them lie the Hall of Union, symbolically uniting the emperor and the empress, heaven and earth, yang and yin, male and female. Beyond the places lie the imperial gardens, where pools, rockeries, temples, libraries, theatres, pavilions, and pine and cypress trees complement the symmetry of the building. So this was the passage. Now is your turn. Let us start answering one by one. I hope you are ready with your OMR sheets. Start coloring the circles that have the correct answer. Number 1. There were festive ceremonies held by the Chinese emperor. A. Gate of Supreme Harmony. B. Meridian Gate. C. Courtyard. D. Golden River. Question 2. What is the symbolic significance of the Hall of Union? A. Union of the halls in the palace. B. A hall uniting all forces of nature. C. Unites the emperor and the empress. And D. All of these. Question 3. Where did the empress reside? A. Imperial residential quarter. B. Place of heavenly purity. C. Place of earthly tranquility. D. Hall of Empress. Question 4. Where were the visitors entertained by the Chinese emperors? A. Place of heavenly purity. B. Hall of complete harmony. C. Forbidden city. D. Hall of preserving harmony. Question 5. In the chamber following the gate of supreme harmony, the emperor presided over the A. Empress, B. Dragon throne, C. Grand ceremonies, D. Festivities. Question 6. Find a similar meaning to establishment from the passage. A. Inception, B. Undertaken, C. Complex, and D. is workforce. Question 7. Find a word similar in meaning to magnificent from the passage. A. Masterpiece, B. Intricate, C. Exquisite, D. Decoration. Question 8. Find a word opposite in meaning to asymmetrical from the passage. Symmetry, that is A part, B. Imperial, C. Yang and yin, D. Quarter. Question 9. By whom was Forbidden City built and in what period did he rule? A. The rule of republics after 1911 century. After 1911. B. Various Ming emperors in the 15th century. C. 24 different emperors until 1911. And D. Yang Lo 1403 to 1423. Question 10. Which out of the following describes the Forbidden City? A. It is similar to a Chinese workbox. B. It is an architectural masterpiece built with an exquisite color combination. C. The city has palaces, halls, temples, and all other utilities. D. It is open to Western eyes and retains a sense of mystery. Now let us move on to the reading section 2. Questions 11 to 18 are based on the given text. Read the text carefully and answer the questions. My father has always been a passionate man. He has always been passionate about the people of Everest region, so much so that in 1960 he began the first of many projects aimed at improving their lives. In 1975, he had begun building his second hospital in Himalayas when tragedy struck our family. My mother and my youngest sister Belinda were flying into the mountains to join him when their small aeroplane crashed soon after takeoff from Kathmandu. I was in Assam when I first heard of the incident. I flew straight to Kathmandu and met my father and the older sister Sarah on a narrow lane on the outskirts of the city. Any hope I had clung to that my mother and sister were still alive was extinguished the moment I saw my father bowed and broken. I knew then that Mum and Belinda would never return. It was years before Dad fully came out of this period of darkness. Only by plunging himself into more adventure, sand, ever more projects in Nepal could he get through it. He has built 42 schools and hospitals there. As I grew up, some of Dad's restlessness rubbed off on me. I know many people think there must be some compulsion for the son of Sir Edmund Hillary to climb mountains. They assume that there was some imperative etched in stone that says, "Thou shalt climb mountains," and in particular Everest, whether you like it or not. But for me, it's simpler than that. I think families are like factories. The Hillary family is a limited production mountaineering establishment. Today, at the age of 48, I am invertebrate mountain man. I have been on more than 30 mountaineering expeditions from Himalayas to the Antarctic, and yes, I have climbed Everest twice. I treasure the same things that drew my father to climbing: the tremendous camaraderie involved, the intensity and adrenaline buzz, especially in dangerous places where your life depends upon making the right call. I guess that I am luckier than most because I am able to fall back on all that my father has taught me. That was the passage. Now let us move on to the questions. Question 11. The author's father was passionate about the people of Everest region, so he: A part, built schools and hospitals everywhere; B part, climbed mountains; C part, worked on the improvement of their lives; D part, invited all the family to stay there. Question 12. The plane crash in 1975 led to the: A part, creation of many schools and hospitals; B part, the author's father becoming depressed; C part, turning point in author and father's life; D part, death of author's family. Question 13. The author's father came out of the dark phase in his life by: A part, building schools and hospitals there; B part, getting support from family; C part, taking help from doctors; D part, engaging himself in social service. Question 14. Why did the author take up climbing like his father? A part, his mother wanted him to; B part, it was his childish desire; C part, he was born in the family of mountaineers; D part, his father forced him to. Question 15. How did the author prove to be the true son of his father? A part, he proved to be an excellent mountaineer; B part, all of these; C part, he involved himself in social service; D part, he scaled the Everest twice. Question 16. Why does the author consider himself lucky? A part, he could learn from his father's experiences; B part, he was able to fulfill his family's desire; C part, his father supported him in the mountains; D part, he managed to continue the legacy. Question 17. What happened to the author's mother and sister? A part, they left family and settled in another country. B part, they reached the mountains. C part, they jumped off a plane. D part, they died in the plane crash. Question 18. The phrase thou shalt climb mountains means A part, you should plan about climbing mountains. B part, you have no option but to climb mountains. C part, you shall never climb mountains. D part, you shall climb mountains. D part. Let us now move on to the writing section. A part. Question number 19 to 23 are based on the given text. Read the text carefully and answer the questions. A highly placed IT professional settled in London is looking for prospective marriage candidate. Answer the following in this context. Question 19. What kind of advertisement should be preferred for this purpose? Number 1, display. Number 2, classified. Number 3, commercial. Number 4, none of the above. So if your answer is A, you'll mark the second one, B first, C fourth, and D third. So be careful while answering in the OMR sheet. Question 20. Which of the following is a perfect way to start this advertisement? A, looking for a suitable. B, both proposal invited for, from, and alliance invited for and from. C part, alliance invited for and from. D part, proposal invited for and from. Question 21. Which of the following should be mentioned in this advertisement? Number 1, educational or professional qualifications. Number 2, name of the company he is working in. Number 3, quality sought. Number 4, family details. Question 22. Which of the following should be the heading of this kind of advertisement? A part, bridegroom wanted. B part, both bridegroom wanted and bride wanted. C part, none of these. D part, bride wanted. Question 23. Which of the following should be avoided in this advertisement? Number 1, age. Number 2, income. Number 3, height. And number 4, build. I hope you are filling your OMR sheet as I am reading, because then it will be easier for you to tick when I read out the answers. Writing section B. Question number 24 to 30 are based on the given text. Read the text carefully and answer the questions. The consumption of processed food and inactive lifestyle is posing problems of obesity. You are writing a letter to the editor expressing your concern regarding the issue. Question 24. Suppose you are writing your letter on a computer. How should you align your text? A part center, B part right, C part left, D part justified, that is spread to the end of the line. Question 25. Which of the following you will not need in a formal letter? A part, checking spellings. B part, using correct sentences. C part, using pictures. D part, using paragraphs. Question 26. The subject of the letter to the editor should be A part, long. B part, none of the above. C part, irrelevant. D part, brief and relevant. Question 27. You will write your name and address in the dash of the letter. A part, top left corner. B part, top right corner. C part, center. D part, bottom left. Question 28. Which of these would you avoid using in your letter? A part, I am. B part, cannot. C part, do not. D part, wouldn't. Question 29. What will you write on top of your letter on the left side? A part, sender's address. B part, subject. C part, subscription. D part, salutation. Question 30. Where should you write the date in your letter? A part, under recipient's address, B part under your address, C part above recipient address, D part above your address. Now is the literature part. Question number 31 to 35 are based on the given text. Read the text carefully and answer the questions. I have nothing else to do, he mutters, looking away. Go to school, I said glibly, realizing immediately how hollow the advice must sound. Question 31. Write the synonym of the word mutter. A part, endure. B part, all of these. C part, delight. D part, whisper. Question 32. Who does I in the first line refer to? A part, Savita. B part, Sahib's father. C part, Sahib. D part, Mukesh. Question 33. What did Sahib do to earn a living? A part, rag picking. B part, stealing. C part, working as a domestic help. D part, washing clothes. Question 34. Why does the second speaker think his advice sounded hollow? A part, for it was purposeless. B part, for it was not trustworthy. C part, for it would never be accomplished. D part, for it was senseless. Question 35. Which word in the extract means insincere or superficial? A part, glibly. B part, hollow. C part, mutter. D part, advice. Question number 36 to 40 are based on given text. Read the text carefully and answer the questions. When I was in the middle of the lake, I put my face under and saw nothing but bottomless water. The old sensation returned in miniature. I laughed and said, well, Mr. Terror, what do you think you can do to me? It fled and I swam on. Question 36. Antonym of miniature is A part, little. B part, giant. C part, tiny. D part, small. Question 37. Which sensation returned? A part, the fear of heights. B part, the terror of water. C part, the terror of fire. D part, the examination fear. Question 38. What was the sensation referred to as? A part, extreme. B part, intense. C part, miniature. D part, subtle. Question 39. Why did he laugh? A part, to overcome his fear of water. B part, he remembered a funny incident. C part, he was very happy. D part, he had a tickling sensation. Question 40. Who is the speaker? A. William O. Douglas. B. William's swimming instructor. C. Franklin Roosevelt. D. William's mother. Question number 41 to 45 are based on the given text. Read the text carefully and answer the questions. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me, doze, open-mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain that she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away. Question 41. Choose the option that displays the same literary device as in the given lines of the extract. Her face ashen like that of a corpse. The options are A part, just as I had this thought, she appeared, and B part, I like to think aloud when. C part, I think like everyone else who. D part, my thoughts were as heavy as lead that evening when. Question 42. What thought did she put away? A part, she put away her fear that her mother would live long. B part, she put away her fear that her mother would not live long. C part, none of these. D part, she put away her fear of travel. Question 43. Choose the option that best applies to the given extract. A part, a conversation. B part, an argument. Third part, a piece of advice. Fourth part, a strategy. Fifth part, a recollection. And sixth, a suggestion. Options are only one, that is A part, B part 1, 3 and 6, C part 2, 4 and 5, D part only 5. Question 44. Choose the book title that perfectly describes the condition of the poet's mother. Title 1, You Are Only Old Ones, Dr. C.S. Title 2, The Gift of Years by Joan Christer. Title 3, Somewhere Towards the End by Dinah Ethel. Title 4, The Book You Wish Your Parents Had Read by Philippa Perry. So the options: A, Title 1, option B, Title 3, option C, Title 4, option D, Title 2. Question 45. Assertion. The poet wards off the thought of her mother getting old quickly. Reason: the poet didn't want to confront the inevitability of fate that was to be drawn upon her mother. The options are: assertion can be inferred but reason cannot be inferred. B part, assertion cannot be inferred but reason can be inferred. C part, both assertion and reason can be inferred. D part, both assertion and reason cannot be inferred. Question 46 to 50 are based on the given text. Read the text carefully and answer the questions. I wondered, Your Excellency, Sadao murmured. It was certainly very careless of me. The general said, but you understand, it was not lack of patriotism or dereliction of duty. He looked anxiously at his doctor. If the matter should come out, you would understand that, wouldn't you? Certainly, Your Excellency, Sadao said. He suddenly comprehended that the general was in the palm of his hand and that as a consequence, he himself was perfectly safe. I swear to your loyalty, Excellency, he said to the old general, and to your zeal against the enemy. Question 46. Pick the options that best describes the word dereliction as used in the passage. Number 1, evasion. Number 2, deterioration. Number 3, negligence. Number 4, carelessness. Number 5, dilapidation. Number 6, management. So the options are 1, 2 and 4. B part 2, 4 and 6. C part 2, 3 and 6. D part 1, 4 and 5. Question 47. At the end of the conversation with the general, Sadao felt: A part, relieved and guilt-free. B part, refreshed and self-conscious. C part, conceited and egoistic. D part, rejuvenated and guilt-free. Question 48. Read the analysis of the general based on the given extract. Choose the option that fills in the given blanks most appropriately. The general dash power but is dash of the obligations of his job. He is so dash with his health that he forgets to send the assassins to kill the prisoner. Due to his dash interests, he doesn't want to expose Sadao and agrees to keep the prisoner's escape a secret. Question 49. Pick the option that best matches the idiom with hand with their meanings. Hand in glove, in good hands, tip one hands, bite the hands that feeds you. And the other side that you have to match are: A part, in the care of somebody good and knowledgeable. B part, to reveal a secret about one's plans. C part, to do harm to someone who has been kind to you. D part, two or more people who are in collusion. So here you have to check the best option that matches the two columns, two rows and the two columns. The antonym of patriotism is A. Jingoism, B. Chauvinism, C. Nationalism, D. Treachery. Question 51. To whom is the poet requesting to be still in the poem Keeping Quiet? A part, doctors, B part, soldiers, C part, children, D part, human race. Question 52. Where did Sahib belong from in the prose titled Law Spring? A part, Hyderabad, B part, Dhaka, C part, Rourkela, D part, Kolkata. Question 53. Who is the author of the prose Law Spring? A part, William Douglas, B part, Anais Jung, C part, Louis Fisher, D part, Alfonso Daudet. Question 54. Who used to warn Douglas against swimming in Yakima River? A part, Douglas's mother, B part, big bruiser of a boy, C part, instructor, D part, Douglas's father. Question 55. What did the faces of children in the slum areas reflect? A part, poverty, B part, all of these, C part, hopelessness, D part, malnourishment. Question 56. In the prose, the third level, why did Charlie and his wife search for the third level with a firm belief of its existence? A part, they wanted to prove its existence. B part, they wanted to assure themselves. C part, they were assured that it existed. D part, they wanted to visit an old-styled subway. Question 57. What is the meaning of waking, dream, wish, fulfillment in the chapter third level? A part, a pleasant wish that takes one to the future. B part, none of these. C part, a pleasant wish that makes one forget the present. D part, a pleasant wish which inspires to work. Question 58. What is the rhyming meter of the poem Keeping Quiet? A part, enclosed rhyme, B part, free verse, C part, alternate rhyme, D part, mono rhyme. Question 59. What was the second thing that happened on the seventh day? That is in the chapter The Enemy. A part, all servants came back to Sadau's house. B part, a messenger arrived from the general. C part, Hannah left the house. D part, Sadao operated the American. Question 60. What is sun symbolic of in the poem An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum? A part, knowledge. B part, degeneration. C part, oppression. D part, anger. So this was the end of the questions. Are you ready to check your OMR sheets? Let's read the solutions. As I read, you can check your papers. Solutions to the reading part. Number 1, A part, Gate of Supreme Harmony. Number 2, C part, unites the Emperor and the Empress. 3, C part, Place of Earthly Tranquility. 4th, D part, Hall of Preserving Harmony. 5, B part, Dragon Throne. 6, A part, Inception. 7, C part, Exquisite. 8th, A part, Symmetry. 9, D part, Young Low 1403 to 23. 10, B part, it is an architectural masterpiece built with an exquisite color combination. These are the answers to the second passage. 11, C part, worked on the improvement of their lives. 12, C part, turning point in the author and his father's life. 13, D part, engaging himself in social service. 14, C part, he was born in a family of mountaineers. 15A part, he proved to be an excellent mountaineer. 16A part, he could learn from his father's experiences. 17th, the option is that they died in the plane crash. 18D part, you shall climb mountains. Now let us see the answers of writing section A part. This was for a marriage proposal. So the answers are 19A part, that is classified. 20B part, both proposal invited for, from, and alliance invited for, from. 21, it is the answer is A, that is 1 and 2. 22B part, both bridegroom wanted and bride wanted. 23D part, income should not be mentioned. Writing section B part. Question 24, C part, left. Question 25, C part, using pictures can be avoided. Question 26, D part, brief and relevant. 27, A part, top left corner. 28, D part, wouldn't. 29, A part, sender's address. 30, A part, under recipient's address. Literature. Question 31, D, another word for mutter is whisper. 32, C part, sahib. 33, he used to rag pick, so the answer is A part, rag picking. 34, for it would never be accomplished. 35, A part, glibly. 36, B part, giant. The opposite of miniature is giant. Question 37, answer 37, B part, the terror of water. 38, C part, miniature. 39, A part, to overcome his fear of water. 40, A part, William O. Douglas. 41, D part, my thoughts were as heavy as lead that evening. Since the above extract, the sentence has got simile in it when we compare two things using the word as and like, and this is only the option that has been used as a simile, so it's D part. 42, B part, she put away her fear that her mother would not live long. 43, D part, only 5. 44, title 3 is the best appropriate title, that is B part. 45, C part, both assertion and reason can be inferred. 46, A part, 1, 3 and 4 options are correct. 47, A part, relieved and guilt-free. 48, A part, relishes, weary, self-absorbed and selfish. Answer 49, B part. 1D, 2A, 3B and 4C is the correct way we can match the two rows and the columns. 50, D part, treachery. 51, human race. The poet appealed to the entire human race to cease their actions, that is, stop their actions and observe silence. He craftily focused on the urgency of quiet introspection and creating a feeling of mutual understanding among the human race. So the answer is D part, human race. Question 52, B part, Dhaka. Sahib had left his home long ago, which was set amidst the green fields of Dhaka. Question 53, B part, Anees Jung. The story has been written by a well-known Indian author, Anees Jung. Answer 54, A part, Douglas's mother. It was Douglas's mother who used to keep warning him, and she used to keep cautioning him against swimming in Yakima River because the river could be very treacherous or dangerous. Answer 55, all of these. The description of the slum children, the children of the slum school, were projected to be unkempt, not maintained, hungry, weak, bony. They were deprived and impoverished. They looked malnourished. They were shackled in with the chains of poverty and were forced to live a gloomy life. So all of these is the correct answer, that is B part. Question 56, C part. They were assured that it existed. Louisa and Charlie's friend had always wanted him to forget that he had ever been to the third level of the Grand Central Station because they knew that it did not exist. However, one day they found a letter posted back in 1894 but addressed to Charlie, which assured them that third level really existed and that they should keep looking for it. It was signed by Sam, who was the friend that Charlie had consulted earlier. Question 57, C part. A pleasant wish that makes one forget the present. So that is the meaning of the idiom. Question 58. This poem, Keeping Quiet, is a free verse. The poem does not follow any rhyme scheme. It is written in free verse. Question 59, B part. A messenger arrived from the general on the 7th day because the general was in pain, and he wanted Sadao, who was the best surgeon, to reach his place immediately. Question 60, A part, knowledge. The head of Shakespeare is symbolic of the sun, and the sun is symbolic of knowledge and radiance, which the slum children can attain with freedom and equal opportunities in every sphere of life. I hope you have checked your paper and this paper was really helpful to you. Thank you so much. Join when I solve the next paper. In the same way, prepare yourself for the upcoming exams. Just few days to go. Let us solve one paper each day. Bye bye.